Part 1. The Sun-Baked Chase, a classic chase, ensues across the Giza Plateau. Tom, in a pith helmet, is hot on Jerry's tail. Jerry ducks behind a loose, weathered stone at the base of the Great Pyramid, one that looks slightly different from the others. Part 2. The unexpected discovery. Tom pounces, but Jerry slips through a narrow crack next to the stone. Tom, overzealous, slams into it. The stone shifts, revealing not a mouse hole, but a dark, descending passageway that shouldn't be there. A curious glint of gold winks from the darkness. Part 3. The descent into darkness. Hesitantly, Tom squeezes in after Jerry. They tumble down a smooth, steep ramp, landing in a heap in a small, square chamber filled with dust and the skeletons of ancient, desiccated mice. They are in an unmapped part of the pyramid. Part 4. Ancient anomaly unveiled. The chamber walls are covered in vibrant, well-preserved hieroglyphs. But one wall is different. It shows a cat and a mouse working together, carrying a giant wedge of cheese toward the sun. It's an image that defies all known Egyptian art. Part 5. The first booby trap. Jerry, curious, steps on a specific stone tile. Click! A massive, round boulder drops from the ceiling and rolls toward them. They run, with the boulder perfectly fitting the corridor in a hilarious, classic homage to Indiana Jones. Part 6. The swinging blade gauntlet. They escape the boulder only to trigger another trap. A corridor of swinging, razor-sharp bronze blades. Tom, with his lanky frame, has to contort his body comically, while Jerry nimbly dances through the gaps. Tom's tail gets a very close shave. Part 7. The pit of pillows. They avoid a suspicious-looking patch of floor, only for Tom to step on what looks like solid ground. It gives way, and he falls, but lands softly in a deep pit filled with surprisingly well-preserved, ancient linen pillows. He pops up, covered in dust, looking utterly bewildered. Part 8. The riddle of the Sphinx. They enter a chamber with a stone statue of a miniature sphinx. A riddle is inscribed. I have a tail and a head, but no body. What am I? Tom scratches his head. Jerry, rolling his eyes, holds up a single, ancient coin he found. A hidden door grinds open. Part 9. The Hall of Mirrors. The next room is a labyrinth of polished bronze mirrors. Tom, seeing hundreds of Jerrys, begins pouncing at reflections, crashing into walls. Jerry, seeing hundreds of Toms, leads the real Tom on a dizzying chase until they are both too disoriented to stand. Part 10. The Chariot of the Sun. They find a magnificent chamber containing a golden chariot, but it's missing a wheel. Jerry discovers the missing wheel is being used as a cheese platter by a family of mummified mice in a tiny diorama. He borrows it, placing it back on the chariot. Part 11. The final chamber. The restored chariot rolls forward, its mechanism unlocking the final door. Inside is not a pharaoh's sarcophagus, but a single, plain stone pedestal. On it rests a single, perfectly preserved, and impossibly large wheel of cheese that glows with a soft, golden light. Part 12. The ultimate temptation. This is the sun cheese from the hieroglyphs. Tom and Jerry stare, their mouths agape. This is the prize that has eluded historians for centuries. Their rivalry ignites once more. Part 13. The true test. As they lunge for the cheese, the walls begin to shake. The entire chamber is collapsing. The pyramid's final defense isn't a trap to kill, but a test to see if the discoverers would choose greed over survival. Part 14. An unspoken pact. They look at the cheese, then at the collapsing ceiling, then at each other. In a split second, they make a choice. Instead of grabbing the cheese, they push the heavy stone pedestal. It rolls onto a pressure plate, and a secret exit slides open near the ceiling. Part 15. A bittersweet escape. They scramble out, tumbling back into the blinding Egyptian sun, just as the entrance behind them seals shut forever. They are empty-pawed, covered in dust, but alive. They had the greatest archaeological find in history in their grasp and chose to let it go.